Have you ever bought something and thought, wait, why did I just spend money on this? You're not alone. Every month, Americans spend money on things that used to make sense, but today, the value simply isn't there anymore. And the dangerous part? Most of these purchases don't feel expensive. $5 here. $20 there. A subscription you forgot about. A convenience fee you barely notice. But stack them together over a year, and you could be looking at hundreds, or even thousands, of dollars. Today, we're looking at 10 things that are no longer worth your money, and more importantly, what you can do instead. Let's start with one of the easiest money leaks to fix. Number 10, bottled water. If you're buying bottled water every day, you're often paying for something you already have access to at home. A single bottle might only cost $1 or $2. That sounds harmless. But imagine buying one every workday. That's hundreds of dollars over a year for water that may be coming from a municipal source anyway. The smarter move? Use a reusable bottle and refill it at home, work, or another safe water source. And if you don't like the taste of your tap water, consider a basic water filter solution. The goal isn't to never buy bottled water. It's to stop making it your default. Because when something is cheap enough to ignore, that's exactly how it becomes expensive. Number 9, extended warranties on cheap electronics. Here's a simple question. If an electronic product costs $80, does it make sense to spend another $25 or $30 protecting it? Sometimes, yes. But often, no. Extended warranties can sound comforting because they reduce the fear of something going wrong. But you're paying extra for that peace of mind. For inexpensive items, it may make more sense to accept the small risk and replace the product if it eventually fails. The important distinction is this. Don't automatically reject every warranty. For an expensive appliance or major purchase, additional protection might make sense. But for inexpensive electronics? Do the math first. Peace of mind is valuable. But it shouldn't automatically come with a monthly or upfront price tag. Number 8, brand name products that don't do anything better. There's nothing wrong with buying a premium brand. The problem starts when you're paying for the logo instead of the quality. Think about everyday products like cleaning supplies, basic kitchen items, office supplies, batteries, or certain household essentials. Sometimes the cheaper version performs almost exactly the same. Yet consumers can easily pay significantly more simply because one package has a familiar name on it. Before buying, ask yourself, what am I actually getting for the extra money? ***. If the answer is better quality, longer durability, better ingredients, or a meaningful feature, great. But if the only difference is the logo? You may be paying for marketing instead of value. Smart spending isn't about buying the cheapest thing. It's about paying for what actually matters. Number 7, cable packages you barely use. Remember when having hundreds of television channels felt like a luxury? Today, many households have streaming services, free content, live television apps, and other entertainment options. Yet some people are still paying a large monthly cable bill while barely watching most of what they're paying for. And there's another problem. The bill can become invisible. You pay it automatically every month, so you stop thinking about it. That's dangerous. Take a look at your last few months of entertainment spending. What are you actually watching? If you're paying for 200 channels but regularly watching 5, you're not getting 200 channels of value. You're getting 5 channels of value with a much larger bill. The solution isn't necessarily, cancel everything. It's simply to make sure your entertainment budget matches your actual habits. Number 6, daily food delivery. Food delivery is incredibly convenient. And that's exactly why it can become expensive. You're not just paying for the food. You're potentially paying delivery fees, service fees, tips, higher menu prices, and sometimes other charges. A meal that costs $15 at the restaurant can suddenly become $25 or more at your door. Do that several times a week, and the difference becomes significant. Here's the trick. Don't think about delivery as a bad purchase. Think about it as a convenience purchase. If you intentionally spend extra because you're exhausted after a long day, that's your choice. But if you're ordering delivery simply because it's become automatic, that's when you should reconsider. Convenience is useful. Just make sure you're not paying a premium for convenience you don't actually need. Number 5. Unused gym memberships. This one hurts. Because many people don't join a gym because they plan to waste money. They join because they genuinely want to become healthier. But then life gets busy. One missed week becomes 3. 3 becomes 2 months. And suddenly you're paying every month for a membership you rarely use. The problem isn't the gym. The problem is paying for an intention instead of an action. If you genuinely use the gym, keep it. If you don't, cancel it or find a cheaper way to stay active. Walking, running, home workouts, outdoor activities, and basic strength training can cost dramatically less. The best fitness plan isn't the most expensive one. It's the one you'll actually follow. Number 4. Trendy purchases you buy because everyone else has them. This is one of the biggest psychological money traps. You see something online. Your favorite creator has it. Your friends have it. Everyone seems to be talking about it. Suddenly, not owning it feels like you're missing out. So you buy it. And a few weeks later, you're barely using it. This is how trends turn into clutter and wasted money. Before buying something because it's popular, wait. Give yourself 48 hours. If you still want it after the excitement disappears, then reconsider it. Because sometimes you don't actually want the product. You want the feeling that comes with owning the product. And feelings can be very expensive. Number 3. Paying full price for things that regularly go on sale. Some purchases are predictable. Clothing. Home goods. Certain electronics. Seasonal products. Holiday items. And if you know something regularly goes on sale, paying full price can be completely unnecessary. This doesn't mean you should spend hours chasing coupons. It means you should learn the difference between wanting something now and needing something now. If you need it today, buy it. But if it's a non-essential purchase and you know discounts are common, waiting can save you money. The biggest savings sometimes come from simply refusing to rush. Because retailers understand something very well. The faster you want something, the more you're often willing to pay. Number 2. High-interest debt for things you don't need. Now we get to the serious one. Buying unnecessary things with high-interest debt can turn a small purchase into a much larger financial problem. A $500 purchase doesn't necessarily cost $500 when you're carrying a balance and paying interest over time. It can cost substantially more. And the worst part? You may still be paying for the purchase long after the excitement is gone. That's why a powerful financial rule is: don't borrow expensive money for things that aren't important. If you can't comfortably afford a purchase today, pause. Ask whether you really need it. Could you wait? Could you save for it? Could you buy a less expensive version? Debt can be useful when used carefully. But expensive debt for temporary wants can quietly destroy your financial progress. Number 1. Subscriptions you forgot you have. This might be the easiest money leak of all. Because subscriptions are designed to feel small. $5. $10. $15. No big deal, right? Until you have 10 of them. Streaming. Apps. Cloud storage. Memberships. Premium services. Free trials that became paid subscriptions. The problem isn't one subscription. It's the pile. And because the payments are automatic, you may not even notice them. So here's a simple challenge. Open your bank or credit card statements. Look through the last 30 days. Find every recurring charge. Then ask one question. Would I sign up for this again today? If the answer is no, cancel it. You might be surprised by how much money you recover without changing your lifestyle at all. And here's the bigger lesson behind all 10. Saving money isn't always about becoming extremely cheap. It's about becoming extremely intentional. There's a difference. Cheap asks, how can I spend the least? Smart asks, what deserves my money? You don't need to eliminate every convenience. You don't need to stop enjoying life. And you definitely don't need to feel guilty every time you buy something. Instead, start paying attention to purchases that happen automatically. The things you buy because they're convenient. The things you buy because they're popular. And especially the things you pay for but barely use. Imagine what would happen if you found just $100 of unnecessary spending every month. That's $1,200 a year. Now imagine investing or saving that money instead. Over time, the difference can become much bigger than the original $100. This is why personal finance isn't always about making more money. Sometimes it's about stopping your existing money from disappearing. Your income matters. But so does what you keep. And so does where you put the money you keep. So tonight, don't try to fix everything. Pick just 3. Check your subscriptions. Review your food delivery spending. Look at the things you bought recently but barely use. Then ask yourself, is this still worth my money? That one question can change the way you spend. Because every dollar you don't waste is a dollar you can use for something more important. Your emergency fund. Your investments. Your debt. Your family. Your future. If this video helped you look at your spending differently, hit the like button and subscribe to Roy Finance for more simple, practical money advice. And here's your challenge. Find one expense you can eliminate this week. Not 10. Just 1. Then take the money you would have spent and put it towards something that actually moves your financial life forward. Because building wealth isn't always about finding the next big opportunity. Sometimes, it's simply about stopping the small leaks. Thanks for watching. And remember, spend intentionally. Save consistently. Build your future.